Got my little notes. Um, Good evening, good evening. I don't know why my internet is so slow. Oh, this is crazy. Hello? Natalie?
No, girl, why you not doing the show today?
I'm trying to go live now, and you're calling me and slowing down my internet.
Oh, okay. No, bye.
Bye. Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires, good evening, millionaires. Sorry for the delay. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I had to stop it right when it was getting ready to start. I didn't know it was about to start, so I canceled it. And then it took forever to reboot back up. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, don't fret my pets. Happy International Nap Day, or happy National, it's just national. Happy National Nap Day. Hope everybody had a nap or is going to have a nap. Hopefully I can have a nap. I wanted to take one earlier, but I didn't. So anyway, good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. My name is Amma Nancy. I go by Amma the CPA because I'm a registered, licensed, certified public accountant from Chicago, Illinois. I totally believe each one teach one. We can change the world. Thank you so much, Christopher, for the share. So 5 days a week, we do these videos on financial education, right, in hopes that you can get further and faster and with less effort. So good evening, millionaires. Do me a favor. Make sure you share the broadcast, right? First, you want to put in the comments, good evening, millionaire, right? We always greet each other by millionaire. Why? Because everything happens in our mind. That's why we say millionaire minded. Okay, so everything happens 3 times, right? The first time is in your mind. The second time is on paper. You want to write it down and make it plain. And the third time is in execution. So I'm in my execution phase. Thank you, Flower Child, Veggie Girl, for the share. Veggie Girl. Thank you, Veggie Girl, for the share. Thank you for the shares. So put in the comments, good evening, millionaire. Make sure that you share the broadcast, not only on your personal page, but also in different groups that you're in as well, because you never know how this information can help somebody else. Even if you already know this information, you always want to be able to share, right? The universe gives to the givers and takes from the takers. Remember that, millionaires. So put in the comments, good evening, millionaires. Let us know where you are calling in from tonight. Oh, one last thing before we go ahead and get started. Make sure that you guys join us in the world's first free text message service on personal growth and self-development. If somebody could put in the comments how they can join, dear millionaire, that would be awesome. Go ahead, put that in the comments. And I think starting next week, I'm going to start going live from my Amma the CPA fan page, right? So everybody, please go and check that out. All the videos are there, and they are very easy to get to because you don't have to sort through all my random pictures and stuff. Right? So I'll definitely keep you guys posted, but I think that's what I'm going to do starting next week is going live from the AmmaTheCPA fan page. So good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. Make sure you go and like that page too. Okay, so today we're talking about the Equifax breach, right? And what it did to so many Americans. Now, people think that this is over just because it happened a long time ago. That's not the case. It happened like 6 months ago, and we are still in more trouble than ever. People think that because, maybe something didn't show up on your credit report now, maybe it won't show up later. That's not how this type of stuff works, right? Because in order for people to not get caught with this information, they have to hold it for a long time, okay? That's just like if you, I probably watch too many movies, but that's like if you rob a bank, you don't just run out, you don't rob a bank today, and then you go out tomorrow and you're trying to buy like Lamborghinis and stuff, right? No. You sit on it. So that's what they're doing with this Equifax information, which they stole. Over 143 million Americans got their information stolen, right? And that's like all your, your social security information and stuff like that, everything related to your credit report. So now better than ever is the time for you to get credit restoration services. Start working on your credit. Start monitoring your credit. Now, I'm going to go through the steps, but you definitely want to start working on your credit now because the sooner you can get a handle on what's there and what's not there, the better chance you have at fighting what people add to it that has nothing to do with you. I'm like, we got enough problems on our own, keeping up with our own credit from different stuff that we did on our own, despite having to deal with somebody else, what they did, So listen, we got to start working on this right now. So I already said 143 million Americans got their information stolen. But credit monitoring companies, now that's what they kind of admitted to, but credit monitoring companies have admitted to an additional 2.4 million Americans. So that is a total of 147.9. It's like 148 million Americans. That's a lot of us, you guys. That is really a lot of us. And so, like I said, now is definitely the time better than ever where you want to start working on your credit now. And it's not one of those things where you want to say you don't really have the money for it, et cetera, because it's like, do you want to pay a little bit of money now to fix it, or you want to pay way more money later, right? It's like the choice is yours, millionaires. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that you want to do related to this breach, is you definitely want to monitor your credit. Okay, you want to monitor your credit and you want to check your credit right away. Again, you want to know what's there. Don't be in the situation where you're like, you have no idea what's on your credit report. You have no idea what your credit score is. You don't know what's on there. You don't know what's right. You don't know what's wrong. You don't want to be in that situation, millionaires. You want to know exactly what's on your credit report, or even if you know what's on two of them and not the third one, right? But you want to be in a situation where then you want to figure out what's on that third one. You want to be in a situation where you know exactly what's going on. Look at me. You want to know exactly what's going on and stuff like that, and don't put this off. So I don't even think I said give me a number 1 in the share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 1 in the share. Mondays I be kind of like, from the weekend when I don't see you guys. And really I had 2 days because I missed Good Morning Millionaire as far as Facebook Live because when I was training this Saturday. Okay, so yes, millionaires, give me a number 1 in the share. Put a number 1 in the comments and share the broadcast. Not only share it on your personal page, but also make sure you share it in different groups that you are in as well. So number 1 is monitor and check your credit report right away. If you are just joining us, then welcome to the broadcast or welcome to the replay. And you still want to make sure that you participate in everything that we say and scroll back to the beginning of the broadcast and see how many Americans were affected by this situation, because that's like really, really important. Okay, number 2. Give me a number 2 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 2 and a share. Put a number 2 in the comments and share the broadcast. Put a number 2 in the comments and share the broadcast. Number 2, don't sign any agreements with these credit companies. I don't care what it is, right? But don't sign, especially when it's related to this breach, okay? Don't sign anything. If you have a lawyer, let your lawyer look over it. If you don't have a lawyer, then just don't even sign anything, because what they were doing is they were offering people credit monitoring and identity theft protection. However, it included a clause that you could never, ever, ever, ever sue, right? So it's like, what type of clause is that? So you're going to offer me credit, credit monitoring and identity theft protection for a year. However, I can never sue you, and I can never say that you were wrong in anything, wrong in having a system that was so weak that some hackers were able to breach it, and not for like 1 or 2 people, but 148 million people, right? That doesn't make any sense. And so I feel like if you're wrong, you're wrong. You can't have me sign something to say, okay, yeah, we were wrong, but we gave you this. So, it's like, no, because you can end up trying to clear your identity for the rest of your life. You can end up trying to fix your credit for, a very long time as well, depending on the situation. So you definitely want to not sign anything when it comes to this breach, right? Don't sign anything, okay? So number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 3 and a share. So put a number 3 in the comments and share the broadcast, please. Good evening, millionaires. Number 3. Make sure that you use a monitoring service and or identity theft protection. Now, I don't recommend like LifeLock and stuff like that. I know they're really big, but I don't recommend them. Feel free to reach out to me or one of my amazing business partners, and we can send you some information to kind of take a look at. You can even compare it to LifeLock, but it's much, much better than LifeLock. So you don't want to use, I don't recommend them, but you want to do something, right? So if you don't want to reach out to me and use what I have, then find something else that's, that's beneficial to you. But you definitely want to find some type of monitoring service as well as an identity theft protection. Okay, millionaires, cell phones are so distracting. I'm sorry, millionaires. Okay, so good evening, millionaires. If you're just now joining us, we're talking about what you can do in light of this Equifax breach and how it is still affecting millions and millions and millions of Americans, even though it is 6 months after the fact, and what you can do if you find yourself in that situation. So now this is what the first 1 through 3 was basically what you need to do regardless. Okay, what you need to do regardless. So number 3, the monitoring service is just going to be like an ongoing something. Okay, so it's different from the first one where we're like, check your credit and see what's going on. This is going to be something that can give you alerts, something that can let you know like, hey, was this you? Hey, somebody used this, somebody logged into here, somebody, like that. So you want to have something like that that's just ongoing, as well as identity theft, so that, you can let me know if somebody uses something or if something pops up. But then what if it doesn't show up and they actually start like buying TVs and stuff or something crazy? It could be even worse. Then you want to make sure that, that you have some type of identity theft. Like a friend of mine, identity was stolen, and somebody had like all these parking tickets and stuff, and they was trying to arrest him. It was crazy. So you want to make sure that you have this under control. Now, the next ones I'm going to give you is like, what if you are breached? Okay, what if you are breached? So the first thing that you want to do if you are breached, so let's call this a 1A. I just made that up, millionaires. I just made that up. Give me a 1A. A 1A, this is for if you are breached and you know that you are breached. This is a 1A. You want to make sure that you log into all your information and change everything. Okay, you want to change everything. All your passwords, all your usernames, all your credit card numbers and stuff like that. You want to log in and change everything because you never know the extent of the breach. So it's like, yeah, you don't want to risk it and say, oh, well, they only got access to my American Express. Maybe my Visa and Discover is okay. Or they, you don't want to even risk it. So if they get anything, then you want to cancel everything and just get everything new. And that's how, my mother always says it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So it's better to be safe than sorry. It's like cancel everything and then you can just get all new stuff. And that way you don't even have to worry about like, hey, are they going to come back down the line and stuff like that? Cancel everything and get everything new. Okay, millionaires, and make sure you share it in the on your page as well as in different groups. Number 2, this is 2B. This is 2B, millionaires. 2B, personally. This is personally. Now, you can have your monitoring service and stuff like that, but you personally want to go into your accounts because you know your information better than anybody. So you don't necessarily want to leave it 100% up to the computer. Now, it's always good, right, to have that extra, that eye that can just kind of catch stuff right away, but you want to monitor your stuff like ongoing. Look at your stuff, right? And just realize like your liability, it actually may depend on how quick or slowly you even catch something on your account. So I was in a situation where at a job that I had, not my current job, but at a job that I had where we had fraud into our company checking account. And the bank did not even want to reverse some of the fraudulent checks because we didn't catch it. When they hit our account, it was like 4th of July weekend, nobody's at work, it was crazy. So it was like maybe if the 4th of July was like on a Friday or Saturday, everything hit maybe like Thursday. So it's like they were ready. So it hit Thursday. So then we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then you don't check every day. So by the time you check, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday. And you're like, wait, what is this? So the bank did not even want to pay. And we had to go through a lot to get them to recover these because our whole standpoint was like, that's not my signature. Whose signature is that? But you want to make sure that you respond to it very, very quickly because that can definitely determine what they consider to be your own fault, right? And your liability and what they can say that they cover. So you have to think about it like this. 148 million Americans are affected by this, and it may even be more, right? It may even be more. So it's like if they start paying back every single thing from every single person, maybe they aren't going to want to. So they're going to try to come up with stuff like, oh, you didn't even tell us until 2 months later. So that's why you want to have something monitoring your credit as well as your identity. Okay, millionaires. And number 3C, last and definitely not least, 3C, you want to watch for different phishing attacks. So phishing like PHISHING, not like, but it means the same thing as regular phishing, right? That's where hackers will randomly send out stuff and they're like just fingers crossed hoping that somebody will bite. And 9 times out of 10, somebody will. So like last week, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I can't because I deleted it. I reported it as phishing. And so then they deleted and I don't have access to it. But last week, I got an email and it said tracking, delivery tracking confirmation. Delivery tracking confirmation. But when I looked at it, it was from UPS US. We know that's not a company, right? Because it's USPS, United States Postal Service, or UPS. But it was UPS US. And so for a second, I was like, oh, did I order something? Because I just got excited. It was like, delivery tracking confirmation. So I'm like, oh my God, what did I order? And then it says something about some flowers. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody sent me some flowers. And then that's when I noticed it said UPS US. And I was like, oh, come on. These people. And so on Gmail, you can just click it and report it as phishing, and then they'll like investigate. But my point is, you want to look out for stuff like that. Because who knows what would have happened if I clicked on there. They probably would have said, hey, confirm your delivery address, or confirm your credit card information, something like that. Another time something happened where I got an email address, and I did post about this, but I reported it to Apple. It was from appleinc.com, which we know is not a real company, right? It's not Apple Incorporated company. And so, but I clicked, it said something like somebody, urgent. It was like urgent. Somebody is trying to get into your account or something like that. And then when I looked at it, I'm like, Apple Inc. I'm like, why are you, so I clicked on it because I still wasn't sure. And when I clicked on it, it said, enter your Apple login information. And I was like, Apple will never ask me this, and so then I reported it to Apple. I just called and sent it to them. So you definitely want to make sure that you are looking out for phishing attacks like that, because you do something like that, millionaires, literally, they can log into your whole bank account and wipe it clean. So don't just click on anything out willy-nilly. And I hope that this was helpful. Make sure that you take the time, do some of the tips, monitor your credit, start working on your credit. You don't want to wait until the last minute. So this is definitely the time, now better than ever, where you want to work on your credit. You want to get credit restoration services. Feel free to reach out to me. I am always here to help millionaires. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let me see what I'm talking about tomorrow, because I never remember. Oh, it's so slow. Oh, why you need to improve your credit today, right? Got a whole credit theme going here. Okay, so Tuesday, why you need to improve your credit today? Because the whole thing is that a lot of times people wait until you need it, right? You wait until you need it and then you try to work on it. But then it's like now it's too late, right? Now you have to wait. So I'm going to go through a whole thing on why you need to get it done today, at least start today. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. My name is Amma Nancy. I go by AmmaTheCPA. Each one teach one, we can change the world. It's not important to me what type of business that you are in, how you make your money. It's just important to me what you do with it, and that's your life, millionaires. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Make sure that you guys join us on Dear Millionaire. Somebody put in the comments for me, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, make sure you guys check out AmmaTheCPA.com for free tips on increasing your cash flow. Good evening, millionaires. Your favorite CPA's favorite CPA, Amma the CPA. Talk to you soon.